Alright, man, so we back with another video. Y'all know what time it is. Season 7. We got the best animations in the game. We finna check it out. First reaction, this is my first time getting on here. Yeah, let's see it. They spam it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know nothing about this season. I know that Jalen Brunson is on the cover, but outside of that, I don't know nothing about it. Let's get into the season. Okay, so I see some face paint. I see some interesting glow-in-the-dark stuff. I see 100 overalls. I see cars with no overall. I see a mascot, and I see another cat breaker. Interesting. Okay. Now, getting into it. We got Zion. We got the Hall of Fame pass. We already know how that works. Okay. Now, let's get into it. Level 1. It's kind of funny that they got the Cavs on here. I wonder if they had a plan for somebody else to be it, but since they losing, they went a different direction. I wonder if that's possible. Skyline, My Court, Merle, okay. Cat player indicator, 30-minute, black, red, and yellow. Tim Duncan and Jimmy Butler banners. That Jimmy banner looked familiar. I feel like that's already been in the game, but I could be wrong. Exploding ball release look kind of... From the picture, it looked kind of solid. I ain't gonna lie. Pink eyes. A Doom buggy. They got bonnets on 2K. That's kind of crazy. A diamond mural. Or I guess that's a My Court mirror, so it's not that big a deal. Mascot at level 20. When did they start dropping mascots one at a time, though? I know they started with like 3, but one at a time. Is that not crazy? I don't know. I guess another multi-hair color. I guess. Kyrie and Paul George. The Kyrie one looked familiar, but the Paul George one I definitely haven't seen. But it's a Clippers Paul George banner. That brother ain't been on the Clippers in a year, but interesting. I guess that Jimmy ain't on the Heat no more either. So I guess that go hand in hand. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja, okay. Okay. 100 overall My Team Hero tee. Interesting. Sun hat. Blue and black. I'm not even gonna try to troll that. Okay, and then they got the cat breaker. This season looks outrageously bad in terms of the rewards. But yeah, what do I know? Now, by the way, I did plan on doing a banger week. I'm probably gonna hold off on the banker week, but I did pre-record some videos and I cannot really do anything about them. So on those videos, and I do think it is better to do it like this instead of just not giving y'all nothing. On those videos, I hinted at we was in a banger week and stuff like that. So in those videos, I will give y'all stuff because that's what I kind of hinted at in the video. I'm not gonna just say that and not give y'all nothing. In this video, I may give y'all some as well, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. But yeah, on those videos, I'm probably gonna give y'all some. Y'all do want more videos like this? We finna get into the animations. Y'all know how we do this. We're gonna talk about the guards, the swings, the bigs, jump shots, dunks, all that. We're gonna get into it, and we're gonna look at the new animations right here. But for the most part, y'all do want more. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. Let's hop into it. If you buying anything on Fortnite, Epic Games Store, use code YaboiFitz. I don't know why I ain't been had this, but yeah. Alright, let's get into the new animations. Let's start it off. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bronson, but I could be wrong. So, Bronson is the new Season 7 jump shot. Is there anything else there? No. Bronson is the new layup. Is there anything else there? No. Let's go to show all. Bronson got a new layup package. It's only a 77, so that's interesting. I ain't going to lie. Bronson probably got an actually solid layup package. Bronson be kind of... He don't really be doing a lot of, well, I guess he do shoot a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but he be getting that pay. He do. Okay, then they got Bronson dribble pull up. I don't know how good that's gonna be, but yeah. Okay, I'm looking at the rating though. 88. 88 for the base. Okay. That's interesting. Spin jumpers, Bronson's. This actually might be good. Oh, nah, ideal. I mean, that one looked better. That one look, the first one looked good, and then it's slow at the end. I don't know if that's gonna work. Then we got Jalen Brunson, hop jumper. That's probably actually solid. Okay, then we got the playmaking. He got a pass style. Jalen Brunson pass style is kind of crazy. I just tested, bro. I ain't lie, 2K actually added a lot more pass styles this year. I give him that. Jalen Brunson dribble style. I would have never thought they gave Jalen Brunson a dribble style. I actually gotta see what that's talking about. I'm not gonna lie. And then we got Jalen Brunson size up. Okay, so Jalen Brunson pretty much got an animation for everything. Okay. I ain't gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. I guess this is a way they can still gatekeep stuff, because I remember the first time they started doing this animation within the season gatekeep stuff. I guess it's better to do it this way, where you only gatekeeping 1 player per season, but that's pretty much 9 players they could gatekeep the whole year, or 8 players I guess this year, because it's supposedly only gonna be 8 seasons compared to 9 in the previous couple. But yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this just look okay. A lot of this just look okay. Jump shot probably actually solid though. It actually looked like they all usable, but they're all guards, and we already had a lot of good guard animations, so we didn't really need this, to be honest. That's the only thing. We didn't really need this. Okay, it says I got one more. Oh, motion style. Jalen Brunson motion style. Wherever bro is, like, what in the world? Okay. Jalen Brunson motion style. Okay. I kind of get where we going with this. Okay, that's the new animations though. Pretty much all just Jalen Brunson. Alright, so when it comes to the guard jump shots, we got starter 5 popular. We got a very popular, but the popular, just because it's popular don't make it not good. It's popular for a reason. We got fast and low rating. We got a green bean. We got the T-Mac for the guard. Since T-Mac is not in the game, a lot of guards gonna be wanting to go in a guard and have a very similar jump shot. So I got something for y'all, and we got, in my opinion, the best jump shot in the game. Let's get into it. So let's start it out with the populars. Y'all see this every video. Cam Thomas. Now the thing is, I do a little twist. I do mine a little different than everybody else. I think I don't really know what everybody else do on theirs, but I go Stephen Curry, Luka, 40, 60, and then I go release. Now I got other options for the releases. You can go Luka. I'm gonna have another option where you do push. I'm gonna have an option where you do set point. So that's just what it is. But for the release, this is just something you can use on any of the bases. I'm gonna show you guys the Luka, Stephen Curry, very quick 60-40 release. So I want that to be understood. This is not just for this Cam Thomas. If I'm using any of these bases, I'm most likely using the release combination that you see, depending on the shot visual cue you see for the blending. So just because it's on the Cam Thomas doesn't mean I only use this on the Cam Thomas, or this is what I actually use on the Cam Thomas. I just had to show you guys different releases across the bases somehow. So this is how I did it. So yeah, Cam Thomas, Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry, very quick 40-60 release, max speed. I did go max speed every time. And then when I do go release, I do go 40-60 every time. You're going to kind of see what I'm saying. Now, for the other season, or not, I said season 4, starter 4 popular. So this is behind starter 4. You have to be starter 4 to get it. Patty Mills. Another one, Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry, release, max release speed, and then 60-40 very quick. Like I said in the other one, just because it shows that that's not what you have to use it on, I'm gonna give you guys other options of how you can do the releases with Patty Mills, with Cam Thomas. It's just not gonna stay the base. So hopefully that's understood. Now, let's get into some underrated ones. Kyle Lowry. Now, this is similar, you know what I'm saying, but I did go set point. I like to go a notch above instead of being right on, because it just feels actually like the actual visual cue is supposed to be when you go a notch above, for my experience. For you, it may not be, but for my experience, it does. And I still keep the 60-40 max speed, and I do go Luka, Stephen Curry. But Kyle Lowry's set point is one of the best jump shots in the game. Push Kyle Lowry is one of the best jump shots in the game. It just is, and I think it's extremely underrated, so I had to at least have a mention in the video. Then Green Bean, one of the best green jump shots in the entire game. Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry, very quick 60-40. I did go Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry with this because the Kyrie Irving base is just a little slow. So I tried to speed it up, because this combination also, when I do the release, it is the fastest of the release combinations that you will see. So even if you see a push, even if you see a set point, the Kyrie, or not the Kyrie, but yeah, actually, if you use the Kyle Lowry one where it's Curry, it is fast. Let me say that. But to speed it up, I did go this combination because the Curry second release is faster than the other one that I usually use, is what I'm really trying to say. And then last but not least, before we get into, well, it's not last and not least actually, but T-Mac, the alternative for T-Mac, I think there's actually a couple, but the one that I would personally recommend the most is Allen Iverson, Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry. That's just what it is. Very quick, 60-40, release speed, max, and then release, animation blending. Yes, and then I would say I did the same thing for Kyrie as I did for Allen Iverson because the bases are just slower. So I did try to speed it up that way. So you can use this on any of, I wouldn't really use it on push. I would use set point or release personally if I did Luka Doncic or Stephen Curry. But yeah, that's what it is. And then let's get into the fast and low. This is the one that I really use, Luka Doncic, Stephen Curry, very quick. Bruh, this joint is green bean. You only need an 83. I use this on my locks. It is green bean, release, speed, max, and then 40-60. Now, for the best jump shot, this is the only one that I showed. I didn't realize I only had Oscar on this one, to be honest. But yes, Cole Anthony, Luka Doncic, Oscar. This is what I usually use on a lot of my jump shots. So the Patty Mills, I don't know why I didn't have it on this one, on that, the Patty Mills or the Cam Thomas, but here we are. If you need to low-key get like a, say for instance, it says 85 3-ball. Say for instance, you have a lower rated than what it says. You need another release to kind of just throw in to just be able to use on your jump shot. A release that you can use, I will say, is Brandon Podziemski. Brandon Podziemski and Oscar is a very good combination to use with Oscar as well. So I want to say that. But for the main release combination I do use is Luka, Oscar, and I do go a notch above push. Very quick. I know I showed you guys Stephen Curry a lot, but Stephen Curry, y'all be loving the Stephen Curry. So I guess that's why I did that. But yeah, Cole Anthony, Luka, Oscar. This has been my main jump shot for a little minute now. So that's kind of why it actually is the one that showcases the releases, the base that I actually use. So yeah, and then Cole Anthony, in my opinion, you could also say this is the most underrated base in the game. But yes, this is what I use. So yes. Now for the best jump shot for swings. When it comes to the best jump shot for swings, it's a couple to go over. And I try not to leave nothing out. It's going to be some stuff I probably forget, but I did my best. Let's get into it. So when it comes to the best jump shots, I'm not even going to waste your time. Let's get into it. Ray Allen, Luka Doncic, Oscar Robertson, very quick, 30-70. Similar to what I use on my guards, I use on my swings. You can use the Luka Doncic Oscar combination very easily. You can't use the Luka Curry. I have an alternative that you can use. So stay tuned. But push is what I like to use with my Luka Oscar. It's just what it is, and a notch above. Max release speed, very quick on any build this year is really a great thing that 2K did this year. Out of all the bad things that's on this game, that's one of the positives. 30-70, that's just what it is. Let's keep it moving. Next jump shot, Matt Ryan. Now, Matt Ryan, because it is a little bit like slow in terms of the progression from set point to push to release, like look at it. Look at how spaced it is. It is just slow. And the Matt Ryan jump shot is just a little slow. So I like to actually use it on set point so that it can be just a little bit more consistent of timing for me. So if you don't know set point is more so when that elbow is locked. Push is more so when it's when the hand is back, but as soon as it's finna go forward. So that's just the way I know to time the visual cues for me. And that's what I do. But yeah, max release speed, 30-70, you kind of get it. Those are the two best jump shots in the game for swings, in my opinion. Now, lock. This is pretty much Ray Allen, but you get it at a way cheaper cost. And you can still use the Luka Oscar. And if you've seen me drop a build on this channel, it probably was low rated. It at least had 73. And at 73, I think you get set shot specialist. But if you get the +5 on that build, you do be able to get set shot specialist silver. So that kind of does go hand in hand. And that's why you see this jump shot has a 73 rating. Ball Marrow is one of the best lower rated jump shots in the game. It's literally Ray Allen, but for cheap. That's literally what it is. But it's slower as well, so I won't say that. And then another one, if you are a lock, but you have a little bit higher rating, and if you do want the alternative to the Curry release that I'd be having on my guards, because a lot of people like that, the Luka Doncic, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is good. Another one that you can try to use is Ray Allen, but it's not as smooth as the KCP or the Curry. So that's why I did just keep it with KCP. But yeah, Delano Banton, if you know, you know. This is green bean. I've been pushing this for a little minute. I don't really see anybody really talk about it but me. But I don't really watch a lot of 2K videos in general. So Let's just keep it moving. Now, green bean, Kobe bean. I don't know why this doesn't have the notch above, but yeah, the notch above, 3070. It is clear, obvious. Kobe is green bean in NBA 2K. Kobe, when people shoot anything, they saying Kobe. It's a reason. 2K did him justice. He has a really good jump shot in the game. Luka Doncic, Oscar Robertson, a notch above push, max release speed, 3070. Simple as that. Not much else to say there. Now, new. If you've been playing season 6, you understand what's going on. Tracy McGrady just dropped. Tracy McGrady is going to be a thing that's popular. Now, I will say, they kind of did troll it, but they tried to allow a lot of builds to be able to use it, I guess, is kind of what happened. So you can use this 83 3-balling up. But you already could use it with Jarrett Culver. But if you already use Jarrett Culver, you can now use Tracy McGrady. So it really does go hand in hand. It really, let me know in the comments down below. Which one y'all rather, Jarrett Culver or Tracy McGrady? I really would be interested to see what y'all say after we've been waiting on this for so long. But Luka Doncic, Oscar, very quick, 3070. I will say, kind of similar to what I did on the guard for the T-Mac alternative. Maybe you want to go KCP and release because it is a slower base. But the thing is, with the slower base, you kind of do want that Oscar because it does help your defensive immunity. The best part about T-Mac is that it's hard to contest. So you kind of do be wanting that Oscar. So I will say that. But yeah, that's just what it is. And then last but not least, this is one of the best jump shots in the game. It is low rated. Let's get into it. Jonathan Mogbo, shout out to the comments. You see the name of the jump shot. Shout out to the comments. I was trying this on my lower rated big that has like a 72, 73. This jump shot is very good. It's consistent. I will say that. I'll probably rather the ball Mero, but this is another one that you can use if you do have a low rated. Jonathan Mogbo, Luka Doncic, Oscar Robertson, very quick, 3070. I think he played for the Raptors too, and I be seeing Raptors fans talk about him. But yeah, shout out to bro. Look at the little stats, bro. You get A+, A+, A-. I don't really care about the timing stability too much on this game because one, it be capping sometimes, but at the same time, it's more so about changing the timings. And if you're a spot up, you're not really worried too much about it. And that's really all you're going to be putting this jump shot on. And another base I low-key didn't put in this for the swings is Bismack Biyombo. Bismack Biyombo is another very good low-rated base in the game. Yes, Bismack Biyombo. You'll probably see it again here. All right, and for the bigs, the best jump shots in the game. Now, I'm not going to waste y'all time with too many jump shots because for the bigs, it's really only a couple I personally like. I said right. I promise you. That's just, I don't know what that, let's just get into it, bro. Like I said, I'm not gonna waste y'all time. Popular, bro. Everybody in my comments be trying to push this Jonathan Isaac agenda. Now, for the releases, I won't lie. Every single one of these jumps is gonna have different releases. You can try the combination of release with any of the bases. I just wanted to make sure I covered all 3 different releases that I like to use because I do be changing it up. But Jonathan Isaac is not a personal favorite. I won't lie. I'm really only putting it in this video because y'all love it so much. But it has to be in the video because it is popular for a reason. Kevin Durant, Michael Porter Jr. is one of the release combinations that you can use. I do go push. So when I do go push, I go a notch above. Max release speed, 3070. Simple as that. Now, the one I really personally use, and you can even see it, 68 F time and stability. I don't care. It's better. Release speed, max release speed. No, I meant visual cue release speed max. 60-40, GG Jackson, Jaren Jackson Jr. This Bismack Biyombo. I don't know why, but it is green bean. It is simple as that. You want to use set point, green bean. Release, green bean. Push, green bean. It really is. You can use any of these combinations I'm using on any of these 3 jump shots I'm going to give you guys. I'm telling you, green bean. Then last but not least, Jabari Smith Jr. This is the most underrated big man jump shot in the game. This is probably the smoothest base you can use. But yeah, GG Jackson, Jaren Jackson is again the releases I did use, and then you got the max release speed 60-40, and that's what it is. Now, other bases: MPJ, Kevin Durant, Davis Bertans, Chris Bosh. I'm trying to make sure I cover all of them. Paulo Banchero. It's a lot of like okay bases. Jalen Johnson, not Jalen Johnson. Yeah, it is Jalen Johnson. It's a lot of solid bases, but for the most part, these are the 2 I personally recommend, and I just threw in Jonathan Isaac because it is popular. I won't lie. But for the most part, those are the best jump shots in the game for big. All right, so I'll hop straight into it. When it comes to the go-to shots, first things first, we're going to go over the best ones in the game for guards. Now, when it comes to go-to shots, we got to understand which ones we want to use. In my opinion, my favorite go-to shots are the ones that go forward, but then do like a step back to create space, because when you go forward, it is tough to stay in front of, but when you go backwards, it creates the space because of, or it's not really hard to stay in front of, but it's just hard to bump people out of. And that's really the best part about it, because if you're getting bumped a lot, you kind of need to implement like a go-to shot or a hop jumper into your game, so that it's just harder to really just stay in front of, keep bumping. So I feel like the go-to is really a good way to throw off defenders. So you really get a good go-to shot like CJ McCollum that really does do a step back, I think you're fine. Now, when it comes to another version of it, Ja Morant. Ja Morant is pretty much just a go-to shot just to create separation. You don't really not supposed to shoot off of it. And the way I use it, I just use it to pretty much create that separation. If you want to shoot off of it, you can. It's most likely going to be open every single time. It's pretty much going to go straight through and by somebody and just get you a good shot. I use it to really pretty much throw off the defender so I can get through a bump like I was just describing. And that's just what it is. Now, some of these other ones that I got checked, pretty much similar things. Jalen Suggs is very smooth in terms of dribbling into somebody but does a step back, but it doesn't pretty much do both. It kind of does both in one, so you can use it to create separation to shoot off of, and you can use it to pretty much cancel out the bump and just dribble out of. So it's not as good as Ja for the dribbling into, and it's not as good as the CJ McCollum for shooting off of, in my opinion. Malik Monk is another one that's pretty solid. I would say it's a little bit closer to the CJ McCollum of the spectrum. Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, is another one that I would say is definitely a CJ McCollum end of the spectrum, where you're pretty much using this one to shoot off of, and it's actually pretty good for that. Reggie Jackson is another one I would say is more so to the CJ McCollum end of the spectrum. Buddy Hield is another very solid one. Instead of it going backwards, it goes forward, but you can really shoot off of it very easily because it does change the direction. And another good way to use the go-to shot is not just if it goes forward, if it just changes the direction side to side, back forward. If it's doing anything like that, I really prefer the back forward ones that's also going side to side, kind of like this one. Tyrese Halliburton is just a really small, like, it's not small, but it's a short one, smooth, and it does go forward and back. So it kind of does everything that I want it to do, and it's a solid one to shoot off of, but you don't have to. That's really kind of the best thing about a lot of these shot creation animations this year. Jalen Green is actually a really good one, but it has another animation in it that's probably the longest animation in the game. Like, the little regular animation is not that crazy, but the other animation that's the long animation is probably the best one in the game for that. Like, literally, the exact thing I'm describing with CJ McCollum is literally what the second animation. It literally is doing a full, like, creation. Like, it does a full shot creation for you. Like, you're pretty much standing in place, dribble to the left, dribble back to the right, step back, all in one full-blown animation. You don't have to do anything but just hold up on the stick, which is crazy, to be honest, 2K. But shout out to 2K. Darius Garland, in my opinion, is more so to the CJ McCollum end of the spectrum. Very, very good, in my opinion. And then Keon Ellis, another one that's more so to the CJ McCollum end of the spectrum. The really only ones I would really say that's really like Ja is Jalen Suggs. You can try to use some of these other ones like the Ja, but I would probably only recommend Jalen Suggs personally. But Ja is kind of like a one-on-one thing. If you're really not going to shoot with the go-to, I would probably just recommend Ja. Okay, and another one I really just cannot forget to put for the go-to shots for the guards is Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is probably one of the best dribbling go-to shots in the game. If you want to combo in and out of a go-to shot, Curry probably has the best one in the game. The only thing I'll say is you have to have a 92 3-ball midi. But if you're a guard, 9 times out of 10 in season 6, you probably had that, so you should be fine. All right, so when it comes to the best swing go-to shots, similar to what I did for the guards, in my opinion, it's kind of same. Now, I got difference though. Instead of there being like a certified one that you can pop, I guess Jalen Green would be the one I would say. So yeah, Jalen Green, in my opinion, if you want to have one that go forward, go step back, I feel like that's the Jalen Green. And shoot off up, I say that would be probably the Jalen Green. But if you want to have the one to pretty much create the separation and dribble out of, I would probably say Jalen Suggs. Another one that's actually probably more similar to Ja Morant for the swings is probably DeLon Wright. It's just not that good. It's just not that good. So yeah, I would probably say DeLon Wright is probably more central for it, but Jalen Suggs is, like I said, for the guards, is good. Tyrese Halliburton is still very good for the swings. It's going to be kind of more so in that, like, shooting off of role. Paul George, Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, those are kind of just like the, I guess, the more balanced ones. And yeah, probably more so for shooting off of. But more, I would say these are not really 3-ball ones. These are more so middies. But you can try to get the threes off with it. I don't know if I would do it, but you can. So yeah, those are the ones I personally would recommend for the swings on the go-to shots. Personally. Recommend. All right, so now when it comes to the bigs, when it comes to the shot animations, go-to shots. Best go-to shots for bigs, in my opinion, hands down, is Kevin Durant. You can't really go wrong with these other four, though. Pascal has his benefits. Embiid is good, but it's just slow to me. But if you're big, it's not that deep being slow. And then Paolo Banchero is another solid one that I really like to go forward and go back. But the step back is extremely slow. Like, it just is what it is. I probably would say Pascal is probably up there behind KD. KD is just the smoothest of all of them, in my opinion. And you can use it in a lot of different ways. So I would probably have to say, yeah, KD, best go-to shots in the game for bigs. And now for the dribble pull-ups for the guards. When it comes to dribble pull-ups for the guards, it's only a couple that you really need to worry about. I always tell y'all Pro 2. I always tell y'all Normal 2. Y'all can use that on pretty much any build. You can't use Pro 2 on bigs, but I feel like it's very smooth and consistent. Then you got jump shots like Devin Booker. Then you got ones that I've been using for years, like Ben McLemore. Cam Thomas is a very, very good one this year. It's been very consistent all throughout the year. And then you got Chris Paul, which y'all really been putting me on to a lot more lately. And y'all be putting, I've been putting it in the comments for at least 2 seasons and maybe 3. But yeah, I guess 3 now because we are in season 6. It's the beginning. But yes, Chris Paul is definitely probably, that's the one that y'all put in the comments the most. So yeah, Chris Paul probably the most popular one in the game right now. But for the most part, all of these, you should be pretty fine. You should be pretty fine with all of these. You could also throw in like a Stephen Curry too. But yeah, that's probably what I would say for the dribble pull-ups. And then for the dribble pull-up, now I will say, I do these a lot. I have never heard anybody mention Shaedon Sharpe. Shaedon Sharpe is green bean. Shaedon Sharpe is green bean. Shaedon Sharpe is definitely one of the best ones in the entire game. I don't know if this was not in the game early in the year. I feel like I would have been hip to it. But Shaedon Sharpe is green bean. Michael Jordan, in my opinion, one of the best 3-ball shot hunting fades in the game. It's been like that since 23, in my opinion. Kobe Bryant, all around versatile midi demon, in my opinion, kind of like he was in real life. Kobe is very smooth. I don't like it as much for threes as I like MJ for threes, but it's still good for threes. I used it last year on threes, so yeah, it's good enough, you know. Then you got ones like Shea. Shea is actually really solid. It's just not as good going the other way, which is kind of the nerf on a lot of these, which is why I say Shaedon Sharpe is really good. Because going right, going left, in terms of any dribble pull-up in the game, is probably the closest out of anyone. So Shaedon Sharpe, I probably recommend the most out of any of the NBA player ones. Devin Booker is very, very good. KCP is very, very good. Pro 2, I mention this all the time. You can use this if you're a small or a swing. You can't use it on bigs, unfortunately, but it is very good. It's usually be the one that I would probably say has the least change going left and right, but I would say Shaedon Sharpe now, personally. But normal 2 is also very, very good. Very different going left and right, but very, very good going left and right. So yes, dribble pull-ups, swings. Next is the dribble pull-ups for bigs. KD, Bam, normal 2, Bam. Shout out to Bam, bro. Bam is actually one of the best dribble pull-ups in the entire game. I would probably say normal 2 is the best one. KD, then Bam. All 3 are really solid, but for bigs, you don't really get that many options. There's some other sneaky ones in there, though. Let me just say that, but those are the 3 I'm going to just mention for today. All right, now when it comes to the spin jumpers, it's not really much you need to really personally worry about on spin jumpers when it comes to any of these builds, to be honest. It's only a select few I personally recommend. When it comes to guards, Pro is one that you can pretty much use if you're a guard or a swing. Doesn't really matter. I would argue, in my opinion, I've been saying Pro for years. So I just got a lot of comfortability with it. No matter what 2K it is. It's been the same thing for a couple. But the way I use Pro, I'm not really going to be spamming spin jumpers. I'm only using it to throw off the defender if they playing good defense for a long period of time. Especially if I'm on like the 2s or the 3s. I'm going to just do a little spin jumper. And I'm going to catch them off guard because I'm not spamming it. If you are doing it a lot, it's not going to be able to create as much separation every single time because you're just doing it a lot. But it will create, it's very good at creating separation. So I will say that. But yeah, Allen Iverson is another very good one. It's a little bit flashier, so that's why I like it. But for the most part, it is good. But Kyrie Irving is very popular for a reason. Y'all put it in the comments a lot. Kyrie Irving, if you're a shot creator, if you're really doing spin jumpers, this is the one that you really want to put on. If you remember any of the other years where I would say pro and normal, this is really the new normal. Normal would be for really the real shot creator heads that had like the fastest, the smoothest spin jumpers. I feel like pro is not fast, but it's very, very smooth, very easy to green. Kyrie is like the other end of the spectrum where it's just really, really, like, it's just really, really hard to stay in front of, really hard to guard. It's a lot of going in. You can crab people with this easy. It's really, really a tough thing to guard. So yeah, Kyrie Irving is definitely the one I would personally recommend for the guards on the spin jumpers. Next is the spin jumpers for the swings. Pro is the regular spin jumper I use if like I'm just trying to catch somebody off guard. Late shot clock, I need to get a bucket. Pro is the one I use. Kyle Kuzma is the real like shot creator. I really do this spin jumper for the swings. You really do this. You like doing spin jumpers a lot. Kyle Kuzma is the one for you. Devin Vassell is also very solid. Luka has a little extra step back. Devin Booker is like kind of solid too, but it does a little step in and it is a little slow sometimes. But yeah, those are the ones I personally recommend for the spin jumpers personally. Next is the spin jumper, bruh. They trolled y'all. Y'all don't get pro. The only builds in the game that don't get pro. You get normal, but normal is bad this year. But I would probably throw it in there with KD because KD is not great either. So I would probably throw it in there with KD. So normal, KD. You also get Dirk. You get the basics. But like I said, bro, none of these are really that good. I personally just don't do spin jumpers on bigs, but they have so much more potential on bigs than any other build because bigs are already tough to guard on these because they're so tall. So I really think if bigs had pro, oh my goodness, that would probably be game breaking. I'm not gonna lie. So they may have cooked with that. They may have cooked. And then all right, the hop jumpers. The hop jumpers I personally would recommend for the guards. Davion Mitchell, I don't know why I don't have it here, but Davion Mitchell, I definitely would have to throw in here. Trae Young, probably if you want to be a versatile hop jumper person, like shooting off of, dribbling off of in terms of comboing, speed boosting out of, just having a plethora of different animations within one package, Trae Young is the best one in the game. In my opinion, he's the best one in the game. If you want to just be able to create a lot of space with your spin hop jumper, Kyle Lowry is the best one in the game for creating space. When it comes to, some of these are not really for guards. Harden is a very good space creating, dribbling, shooting off of. It's a really versatile one. It's not as versatile as Trae, but for what it's supposed to do, it's very versatile. Like Lowry is really just to create space. It's not really to shoot off of. It's really just to create space and dribble in and out of, catch people off guard. Harden, you can do everything in between. It doesn't really matter. De'Aaron Fox is really just to dribble in and out of, in my opinion. I wouldn't recommend it for anything else, but you can shoot off of it if you want. Actually, De'Aaron Fox step back is actually a really, if you want to use the De'Aaron Fox hop jumper with the De'Aaron Fox step back, that's one of the best combinations in the entire game. Like, do not sleep on that. Jordan Clarkson is it was very good for like combos. They nerfed it, but it's still solid. And then normal 2, very, very good. You can use this on a lot of different builds. You can use this on bigs. You can use this on guards. You can use this on swings. You will be perfectly fine. And then for the hop jumpers for the swings, personally, I would probably have to go with normal 2, Jordan Clarkson, James Harden, Drew Holiday, actually, Kevin Huerter, Zach LaVine, Shaedon Sharpe. Those are the ones I personally recommend. Those are all good for shooting off of, creating space, speed boosting out of, dribble combination, all that. Every single one of those are good for that. Zach LaVine is probably more so for shooting off of. Harden is an all-arounder. Clarkson is a combo. Drew is probably more so a shooting off of, but it is a little bit on the slow side. Kevin Huerter is low-key a versatile one, underrated versatile one, by the way, I might add. But yeah, for the most part, those are the best hop jumpers in the game for swings, personally. And then last but not least, for the shot animations for bigs, hop jumpers, it's not really much to go over, but I do think these 2 are some of the more underrated ones in the entire game. Jokic is the one-legged thunder hop jumper. Dirk Nowitzki, it might be the best hop jumper in the game to shoot off of in the entirety of the game. Nikola, if you can shoot off of, you're gonna be wicked. Normal 2 is like the speed boost, dribble combo, hop jumper for bigs. Pascal is probably like the versatile one where you can shoot off of, you can do a step back up, and it's probably like the more like just standard step back animation if you want big and you want to do one. So you really can't go wrong with any of these 4 if you just know what they're really good for. And I just explained it. So let's just keep it moving. All right, now we in the final tier. The best bang for your buck pass style in the game is by far none. It's not even close. The only issue I have with none is your teammates catching animations, but I think more of that has to do with, because I was testing it on, like I said, I've used none on a lot of builds, but I retested it again on a 94. I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure it's not really the pass style. I'm pretty sure it is more so the pass accuracy, which again kind of leads me to, what is the point of having 50 pass styles when it really is more so based off the pass accuracy, how fast you get the ball out your hands and how fast the ball travels? Because you can have the same pass style at 84 pass accuracy and have the same pass style at 94. It's gonna perform 10 attributes better at the higher thing. Now, I do think that should matter, but I don't think it should be 50 options where it's like 30 of them pretty much are around the same thing, doing the same thing. Me personally. So yeah, that's just what it is. Yeah, 9, best bang for your buck, takes nothing. For it, you can get at any pass accuracy, and when it does have the bad catches, but when you go higher with your pass accuracy, those bad catches happen drastically less. So yeah, it's one of the best ones in the entire game. Definitely had to be in the top tier because of that. Then next, somebody commented on my video, bro. Somebody commented on my video, Mike Conley. Mike Conley, I can't lie. You cooked. Jumps. I'm gonna be honest. It's real debatable. It's real debates. Mike Conley and Tyrese. The only thing I say that kind of does hold Mike Conley back is Tyrese does have that 89 with the versatile visionary badge. So that combination does give it the edge. I think you might get a badge at 90, but I don't think it's on the level of versatile visionary. You could do a cat breaker and get it, but to be real, if I was to be honest, it's just as well-rounded as Tyrese. It's better at lobs. I would say Tyrese gets the ball at your hands faster and the pass speeds are faster on Tyrese. So I would say everything outside of lobs, Tyrese is better. But if you're just talking about an all-around, no-flaw pass style, I would say Shea and Mike Conley. And I would say Mike Conley is better than Shea. Shea takes a little bit longer to get the ball out your hands than Mike Conley. Mike Conley don't take as long as Shea. So I would definitely say it is debatable between Mike Conley and Tyrese, which is why I did put it in the same tier. That is why I did put it in the same tier. So, yeah. Just unfortunate that it's this late in the year that I realized it. But, hey, I mean, I still think the best pass style in the game is Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton, I just went over it. In terms of jump passes, in terms of getting the ball out your hands, in terms of the ball speed, it's literally the best pass out in the game. The only flaw it has is really throwing lobs. It does do some long animations a lot, and it's a lot of the pass styles that do that. And that doesn't really get that much better until you get like higher pass accuracy. But even with high pass accuracy on Tyrese, it does still kind of troll that. But for the most part, overall, in my opinion, Tyrese Halliburton is the best pass style in the game. Pound for pound, requirement, bang for your buck, whatever you want to do it, it is the best one in the game. If I had to do my tiers based off like, if I'm making a build, what pass accuracies I would go, I think you gotta think about like the 84s, whatever. Okay, so this is what I would do. My tiers would probably be, I think the lowest I would go is like either 63 or 71, one of those. The next tier I would say is 78, so you can get versatile visionary. After that, I would say go for bailout. Like, you're not going for a pass style on your early ones. You're either going for like break starter if you're a big, dimer if you're a guard or whatever, and then you're going for versatile visionary. I think that should be the first one. If you're a guard, versatile visionary is like that 71. Hey, if you don't have 78 as a guard, I don't know what you're doing. 85 so you can get bailout, and then 89 so you can get versatile visionary silver and Tyrese Halliburton. If you want to go 90 to get Mike Conley, I don't know if that's really worth it. So that's why another thing I would say about Tyrese Halliburton. All right, next for the guard dribble style, the best guard dribble style in the game. I did a video on this. I ranked all of them. I have come to start using Darius Garland pretty much for the most part. I really do think misdirection, you need to have some sort of misdirection, but Darius Garland probably is the smoothest in the game. But if you can get it down for all these other ones, like there are other ones that you can use and still do the same side dribble moves, just like you do with Darius Garland, to have misdirection, like Dame, Trey. It's just not fast enough. So like Shea is good for both sides. Kobe White is good for both sides. DeJounte is really good for only misdirection. Devin Booker is the cross speed boost. De'Aaron Fox is just all around, in my opinion. So you can really use this in a lot of ways. I would probably say if you've been using Darius Garland all year though, just use Darius Garland. That's probably what I'd just say. Personally. All right, so for the dribble styles, for the swings, best dribble style for the swing, let's just go to the available. I'm pretty sure I got all the available ones that you can get on swings on this build. So pretty much the best ones in the game, in my opinion. For swings, I would go DeJounte Murray, Shea, Kobe White. But then you got ones like Zion and Devin Booker that really can be very good in the right hands. And they're all pretty much up there, I would say, and around in the same tier. I personally got a bias for DeJounte Murray. I just really like it. I think it's one of the fastest ones in the game. But if you do have a problem with it because it's not as good rim running, I would say use Shea, Kobe White. Those are better. And then under that tier, I would probably say Devin Booker, Zion. Simple as that. I did a full video ranking every single dribble style. Pretty much that simple. Apparently, I forgot to do Steve Francis dribble style, so shout out to me. But yeah, that's the best dribble styles in the game for swings. All right, so first things first, best dribble style for big men. I got all these stars because these are some of the best ones in the game. Only one I got star that's for a big man is Zion Williamson. Now, I did rank every single dribble style, so I know about Giannis, I know about Wemby, I know about all the other ones. Zion is the only one I personally would recommend. I also do think that the requirement is crazy. You only need a 60 speed ball and be above 6'5", so you can also use it as a swing. Giannis, you need 65. Wemby, you need, where is he? You need 55, so it is a little bit cheaper. I think Paolo had a solid one too, and Paolo, you need a higher one as well. So besides Wemby, every single other one, you really do need a higher one that's even solid. So yeah, just go ahead and throw on Zion, and I think you'll be fine with the dribble style. Next, for the guard signature size up. The best guard signature size up, in my opinion, in the game, it gotta go between a couple. You got Trae Young. You also got, I guess I can't show you right here. Let me go ahead, put it like this. Steve Francis is also up there. But Trae Young, Derrick Rose, Zach LaVine, Drew Holiday. I would probably say Zach LaVine, Drew Holiday more so for swings. If you can't really get Trae, I personally use Derrick Rose. But if you don't really like Derrick Rose, the other two I'll probably recommend are these two. But I would probably say it's just a clear teardrop from Trae Young and the rest, and then you get like Trae Young and Steve Francis. Those are the two best ones by far in the game. So that's just personally what I would recommend if I was a guard. That's what I use on my guard. It's simple as that. And I say all the time, I don't even force the Steve Francis because I think Trae Young is in the same tier. So it's not really worth going all the way 95 for me. But for a lot of people, it's worth it. So Steve Francis is probably the best one. But yeah, just what it is. Best signature size-ups in the game for swings. The best signature size-up in the game for swings, personally, T-Mac. Y'all was on me all last season for not having it in no videos. I did kind of troll that. I won't lie. But for the most part, T-Mac definitely gotta be up there in that conversation. And on my 6'5", that's literally all I've been using since y'all been reminding me to put that joint on. Because I almost honestly just forgot it was even new, to be real. But for the most part, yeah, T-Mac, best signature size up in the game for swings. Because I'm gonna be honest, there's not that many other options. Like, you can throw on Zach LaVine, you can throw on Drew Holiday, you can throw on some other ones. But for the most part, in my opinion, okay, Cunningham as well. For the most part, though, in my opinion, I'm just throwing on Tracy McGrady right now. It's just that simple. Signature size up. Best signature size up for big men. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's not much you really got to work with. You got the Kevin Durant's, you got the pros. I think you also can use Ben Simmons. Yes, you can also use Ben Simmons, but for the most part, man, you don't really got much to work with. I would personally just recommend pro. All right, next is the regular breakdown combo. Best one in the game by far, in my opinion, is Ray Austin. You do have other ones you can put on. Jalen Green, Scoot Henderson, Reggie Jackson, Stephon Marbury. But in my opinion, by far, best one in the game. Not much to talk about here. Ray Frost. Next is the regular breakdown combos for swings. In my opinion, there's not much to go off. Only this one as well. You got Jason Tatum, Jalen Green. You can use pro, but I really would just use these two, and really depends on how you really want to play with it. Do you want a 3-hunt off of it? Do you want to speed boost into a rim run off of it? It really does come down to that. I think if you really want to rim run with your stuff, I think Jalen Green might be the best one if you want to do both shoot off of it and rim run, but it is kind of easy to like bump. So it really does come down to what you want to do. All right, next is the best regular breakdown combo. Again, you pretty much just got pro. It's not really much to say here, bro. You got Kevin Durant, but pro is really the best one in the game. Next, the aggressive breakdown combo, the best one in the game for guards. In my opinion, again, Ray Austin is simple as that. It's not much to even really need to be explained. Another one that's very kind of light, Ray Austin, Ja Morant, very good. The next one I probably would say though is Jordan Poole. I said Jordan Poole. I don't know what I was on right there. Jordan Poole, another one I would definitely recommend. Very, very solid. A lot of areas where you can launch out of for a speed boost, which is really why I like it. It really does compete with Ray Austin aggressive. I feel like the regular Ray is by far the best, but the aggressive one, it's a little bit up in the air. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Ja being very similar too. So yeah, but Scoot Henderson, Kobe White are other good ones, but those are more so I would probably recommend for swings. But if you can't get these, I guess you can try those. But I mean, 80, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to get it. So yeah, well, I guess Scoot isn't swing, but Kobe really more so swing. But yeah. Next is the aggressive breakdown combo. Now this one you have a little bit more and better options. You got Kobe White, Jason Tatum again, and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is actually pretty solid for some people. I personally don't like it that much, but for a lot of people they like it. I personally like Kobe White the most out of these three, and that's pretty much what it is. And you also could use pro. I just personally would recommend the Kobe White one over any of those. All right, next, the best aggressive breakdown for big men. The best aggressive breakdown for big men is pro. You got Kevin Durant, but it's really just pro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like this for a lot of these big man animations. I'm not gonna cap. And then when it comes to the escape moves, the best escape in a game, in my opinion, hands down, Stephen Curry. If I had to say one right under it, honestly, Damian Lillard and Trae Young are in the next tier with Kemba. I would say all three are in this next tier, but you can see 89, 90, 92. So it's not really all in the same area. So I guess you could really say the best bang for your buck is Kemba. But I think you have to be starter 4 to get Kemba. But we're in season 6, so I'm pretty sure a lot of guys are starter 4. But if you're not, you got these other options as well. Trae Young might be starter 4 too. I don't remember. It's been a little while. But yeah, those are the ones I personally recommend. First tier, Steph. These are the next 3 tier, and then right after that, I'd probably say like the Allen Iversons of the world, and like the Jaws, and like the other ones right under there, I would probably say is in that next tier, but I would probably say more so Allen Iverson. Best escape moves in the game for guards. If you have a below a 85 on a guard, I'm guessing you're a lock, but good luck. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, good luck. Next is the escape moves. In my opinion, the best one hands down for the swings is honestly Paul George, but Kevin Durant isn't bad. But in my opinion, the best one hands down is Paul George. I just think it's the smoothest, best one out of any other ones you can use on any swing, personally. Then the best escape moves. This one is pretty simple. Pro. But I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be so serious. Kevin Durant is actually one of the best ones in the entire game. So, you pretty solid with KD. So, yeah. Simple as that. And then the combo moves, in my opinion, it really does come down to how you want to play. I personally think on this game, the best one is James Harden. De'Aaron Fox, Stephen Curry are all up there, in my opinion. It really does come down to how you want to play on a guard. I would personally recommend all 3 of those for any guard build. You'll be perfectly fine, personally. All right, next is the combo moves. Depending on how tall you are, you do get different ones. James Harden, or not tall you are, how high a ball handle you will have, you can use different ones. James Harden is a very solid one. It's really Devin Booker or James Harden. I personally like James Harden more, but I can't get it on my 6'5". So that's just what it is. But yeah, I would personally recommend James Harden if you can get it. Next is the combo. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of getting ridiculous. Pro, KD, best combo moves. It's simple as that. Moving on. Next, the crossover. The best crossover. Shout out to the comments. LaMelo Ball is up there. I personally would recommend De'Aaron Fox the most. But shout out to LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is definitely up there. Both of these are very, very good. You cannot go wrong with either of the two, in my opinion. And yeah, those are the best moving crossovers in the game for guards. Next is the crossover. Shout out to the people in the comments. I think Black Star is the person that be really on me a lot about LaMelo, but the LaMelo Ball is definitely up there. LaMelo Ball is one of the best crossovers in the game. Do I think it's on the level of De'Aaron Fox and Giannis? Personally, I ain't gonna lie, no. But I do like it for if you want one of those type of crossovers like the De'Aaron Fox, like the Giannis. On a swing, LaMelo is the one for you. LaMelo, but Paul George, if you just want a really good crossover, I think Paul George is also really good. So yeah, best crossovers in the game for swings, LaMelo, Paul George. You also can throw in Luka and Zach LaVine, but yeah, that's just what it is. Now we finally got some with a little bit of difference. By far the best big man crossover, Giannis. Giannis may have the best crossover in the entire game. So shout out to KD and Pro, but this one is a time for a solid change. Giannis Antetokounmpo, best crossover in the game. Behind the back. Now, we got a couple to really go over for the behind the back. Personally, it does come down to how you want to play. Trae Young, if you want to have the best, like, escape dribble in the game, Trae Young. I personally don't like his moving behind the back, so I personally don't like using it. So, but it does have the best explosive behind the back in the game. It's just what it is. Now, Tyrese, in my opinion, is the most balanced one. It has a solid, I would say the explosive behind the back is pretty much Trae Young, but slower. But it also is just like the same thing, but it is slower. It is. It's almost drastically slower. I won't lie. But Markelle Fultz is good, but it has the little moving explosive behind the back where it's still moving, which is really annoying to shoot off of. So it really does come down to picking your poison. Both of them are kind of in the same realm in terms of like moving behind the back. I personally probably do rather the Tyrese Halliburton moving behind the back, but for the most part, they're both in the same tier. Trae is definitely the best one, but they're both like around the same. So that's just what I say. Next in the game, I will say for behind the back, you can really argue the swings have the best behind the backs in the game. I would say Kawhi Leonard is the best behind the back in the entire game. Like, he has the balance of best moving behind the back and explosive behind the back in the game. Like Trae Young has a good explosive behind the back, but the moving behind the back is trash to me. So I rather Kawhi Leonard. I even sometimes be using Tyrese Halliburton over Trae Young when I'm on a guard. That's why you see it here. But if I have the options of Tyrese and Kawhi, I'm going Kawhi every single time, and that's pretty much what it is. Behind the back. Now this one is where it get a little different. In my opinion, the best behind the backs, you got Pro, Normal. Normal, in my opinion, if you just doing the explosive behind the back, I would say Normal. Pro is better if you're doing moving behind the backs. Neither one are really good for having both or trying to do both. And you don't really get that many options outside of that. So it really is, you're going to use Pro if you're doing moving, Normal if you're doing standing. Simple as that to me. And then for the spin, the moving spin, the best spin in the game for guards, in my opinion, hands down, Ja. Is really just that simple. I don't think we need to even discuss anything else. Pretty much. Next is the moving spin. The best moving spin for swings, in my opinion, is Penny Hardaway. I personally wouldn't recommend anything else. That's just what I would use. Penny Hardaway. Spin is not much to really talk about here, man. I'm gonna be honest. You get Joel Embiid, Normal, basic. I would personally just throw on Joel Embiid and keep it at that. It's not much you're gonna be able to get regardless. Hezzy, best Hezzy in the game, in my opinion, Ja, by far. But a lot of people got Tyrese up there, so I'm gonna throw it in the video. People be saying it for the swings, they be saying it for the guards. People love this Tyrese, so shout out Tyrese. I like Ja personally. That's just me. Next is the Hezzies. I'm not really a big Hezzy guy if you can't use Ja. I know a lot of people love Tyrese Halliburton, so I did throw it in the video for y'all boys, so Tyrese Halliburton. But I really don't like any of these. Kevin Durant, Normal, Hallie, none of them are on the same level of Ja, in my opinion, personally. Next is the Hezzy. The best Hezzy in the game for big, I'm going to say, is Normal. Okay, you can get Larry on it, which is okay. KD, you also could get. I'm going to say Normal, though, personally. And then last but not least, the step backs. Like I said, I did mention this. Actually, not this video, but in a different video for the shot annies, I did bring up the De'Aaron Fox hop jumper. If you use that hop jumper for like dribbling, I think the De'Aaron Fox step back is a good combination to have with that, bro. I'm telling you, it's really kind of like OP. I ain't even gonna lie. But other ones that are very popular, Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, those are the best ones creating space. If you want to be able to like do an extra one to take ankles, set up a lot of other things. Stephen Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young, all of those are very good. Do not sleep on De'Aaron Fox, though. I think that all of these are good. Some of these are going to be locked behind. Start off with, I think De'Aaron Fox and Curry may be the ones. But for the most part, those are the best moving step backs in the game for guards. And then next is the step back. You pretty much got the best ones in the game. You got the Levine, the Luka, the Devin Booker, the Tyrese Halliburton. These are all very, very good, and you can't go really wrong for any of these. I would just say Hallie has a different use than Luka, Devin Booker, or Zach LaVine, but all four of these are very good in the right hands, using it the right way. So yeah, that's just what I'll say for the step backs. All right, next is the step back. Now the step back, the best ones in the game, you got Pro, you got Giannis, you got Embiid. Those are really your only options. I'm keeping it so honest. So honestly, Pro, Giannis, and Embiid, those are the three you're going to be able to use. I personally just use Pro. It's kind of simple as that. Giannis isn't bad, though. But I personally just use Pro. Simple as that. And then last but not least, the best triple style. It don't really matter what you talking about, guard, swing, big. This is just the best thing in the game. In my opinion, Michael Jordan, Curry, Kobe, Devin Booker, they not on the same level. They're okay. They're not on the same level, in my opinion. Michael Jordan, it's been that since day one. Yeah, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. It's that simple. All right, hopping into it. When it comes to the best dunk packages in the game, we're going to go over everything, and then we're going to split it up. So, when it comes to everything, you can use this on any build. Let's get into it. In my opinion, the best dunk package is two hands. Athletic hangs off one. You only need a 65-45 vertical. In my opinion, one of the best bang for your buck dunks or animations in the entire game. Very, very good. You're going to dunk from far. You're going to get the limitless takeoff dunks. And you're going to be able to get this a lot. And it won't take you out the animation. It's just about will you get the animation that you want. But there's not really no bad animation in it. That's why I do like still going with one of these 1 foot, 2 foot moving dunks before getting to the NBA players. Now, quick drops off one. This is a dunk that you have to be starter for to get. But this is one of the best dunks in the entirety of the game. So, two hands for safety, quick drops, hangs, both of these elite dunk packages. Now, next, another dunk that's very good, but you do have to have a little bit higher switcheroo. If I am putting on a one hand and I'm not putting on an NBA player, this is definitely the dunk package, and it doesn't really matter what you are, a big, a guard, a swing. You can put this on any build, and you'll be fine. Now, that's pretty much all the dunk package I'm going to go over for that. Now, contact dunks. Contact dunks, in my opinion, yeah, I think contact dunks are at the utmost importance this year. I feel like if you put them all on, you're going to get more. When you put more on, you get more animations for more situations, depending on where you're coming from and where the defender is. But if you do have a 99, it is such a high requirement that I would personally only put on the 96, 82, and the 99, 90. If you put the work in to get this, I would just put those on. That's just my opinion of it. Because look at the gap. 89, 99. 87, 96. It's such a huge gap that I feel like, bro, get what you paid for, and that's just what I do. Now, to go alongside that, the best standing dunks. In my opinion, the best standing dunk in the game is two-hand under basket regular. Only one I would even consider that's out of these standing dunks is the pro under basket rim pull. You can go with some of these other ones if you want to, but I try to go for two hands for safety every single time when I'm on a big man, especially when I'm doing a standing dunk, and standing dunks are very, very good. Now, when it comes to the contact dunks, kind of similar to what I was saying for contact dunks for driving. In my opinion, though, it's more important to do these for your bigs than it is for your guards, because you do be able to do the dunk meter, but you're not doing dunk meter nearly as much if you're big. So I would put on both of these if you can. If you just get one, just put on the one that you get. But even if you have the elite, I would put on both. I wouldn't just put on the elite ones like I did for the guards. That's just what it is. In my opinion, get what you paid for. But if you want to get more in general, put on both. It's kind of the same as what I said for the contact dunk regulars. And then when it comes to the alley-oops, now, this is how we're going to break it down. If you're a big man, pro. If you're a big man, a lock, you need pro. That's just what it is. You can put on these other ones. I just wouldn't put on pro if I'm not a big man or a lock, because this is the only way you can get the standing alley-oops. If you want to be able to do standing alley-oops, say for instance, you're standing on the block. You want to be able to catch that, be able to dunk that, consistency, pro. But when it comes to doing anything else that's a lob, flashy, cutting, anything like that, Elite, Zion are the ones that you personally would want to go for. Now, one thing I'll say, I don't really put on a lot of these city dunks, city alley-oops. The only build I really have them on is this one because it has a 99 dunk. So I do want to do some crazy stuff when I am dunking on this build. So you do see me with more city alley-oops, city dunks on this build compared to my other builds. But I don't really see the purpose of it. The only one I personally would even put on is the city alley-oops on any other build because it's an alley-oop. It's a lot harder to stop. It's just what it is. And when I do an alley-oop, I want it to be nasty. So yeah, that's kind of the thought process to the city alley-oops. So yeah. Now, when it comes to contact alley-oops. Now, contact alley-oops is the thing that you have the least control over out of any alley-oop. So I went over the guards. I said, bro, if you get the elites, get what you paid for, put that on. But if you do put on more, you get more contact dunks because you have more animation for more situations. Everything I said about that, everything I said about the big, combined even more with the contact alley-oops, because if you don't have a guard that knows what they're doing to force a contact alley-oop, you have no chance. But you have no dunk meter for it. You have the alley-oop meter, but it doesn't. The dunk meter pretty much gives you the most aggressive dunk possible. The alley-oop meter just pretty much is the difference between making and missing an alley-oop. So, yeah. I will put on as many of these as you possibly can. And contact alley-oops is just a way that you can get a bailout point in a possession. It's a way that you can pick and roll. If you're big, it's going to be pretty important to have. It's just going to be important to have no matter what. That's why I say if you see me make a lot of builds, I be going for 84 because you only need an 84 driving dunk to be able to have at least one set of contact alley-oops. You can get contact dunks without even having contact dunks just by having contact alley-oops. So I do think it is important to be able to have these on because it is a very, very nice thing to have in this game. So yes, contact alley-oops for surely would recommend. Now let's get into the separation. The separation is the NBA player. Now let's get into it. Now, one thing I will say, when it comes to the separation, we're gonna go from guard, swing, big. Guards. This is how I break it down. If I was a guard, how I would put it on Klay Thompson. If you have a really low rating Klay Thompson, I would then slide to Malik Monk because you only need an 80 and a 70, and I would then slide to Russ. No, I wouldn't put on Michael Jordan. That's just me. I don't think it's that good in this game. And a lot of these animations you can get taken out of pretty easily, especially a lot of the cradles. I would just go Klay Thompson, Malik Monk, Russell Westbrook, which is the best dunk package in the entire game, in that order. Now for my swings. Pretty similar. Klay Thompson, instead of Malik Monk, now you're going LeBron James, which is debatably the best dunk package in the game. It is extremely good. And then Russell Westbrook, which I would say is the best dunk package in the game. But LeBron James is up there. LeBron James is very, very good. But yeah, low rating Klay, mid rating LeBron, and then for the high end, Russell Westbrook, which is the best dunk package in the entirety of the game. Now, when it comes to the bigs, it does get a little bit more difficult. I would say the low rating dunk package for the bigs is Ben Simmons. Then you got Giannis, where you do need standing dunk, driving dunk, vertical, which is a little bit higher than Ben Simmons. But I personally think Ben Simmons is better than Giannis. So let me say that. But I do think Giannis is a nice one to have if you are a big. But then to go alongside that, I would say Dwight Howard, which is, I guess you can kind of, it's a little bit higher than the Ben Simmons, but it's lower than Giannis. But if you are a standing dunk person and you really want to do really aggressive standing dunks, Dwight Howard is the one I would personally recommend. But after that, I wouldn't even think about putting anything else on. I would just really go LeBron. You really could go with Ben Simmons and just LeBron and you'll be fine. But you can go Ben Simmons, LeBron, Dwight Howard, Giannis. All those could really work well, extremely well together. So yeah, that's the dunk packages I personally would recommend for bigs. Alright, so as you all know, I have ranked every single layup package in the game. But also, as you all know, when it comes to ranking every single layup package in the game, if I do it too early in the season, every single season pretty much there's new animation that drop. there's been new layup packages that have dropped. Long story short, we are going to be doing a new, pretty much updated layup video for y'all. I'll be putting layup in the other videos, but this is the first time I'm going to actually do a dedicated video strictly on it, and I can actually break down some of the stuff that I usually don't be able to do. So let's get into it. Now, when it comes to the guards, in my opinion, the top 3 layups is pretty much still the same. I'm not even going to cap. Jordan Poole, Malik Monk, Kyrie Irving. The rankings of the 3 are different. Jordan Poole, in terms of bang for your buck, I wouldn't even say it's the best. I think it is the cheapest. I wouldn't say it's the best. 2K has done a lot of patches and nerfs in terms of like trying to fix the contest. The contest system is still very broken. One layup is really at the precipice of this. Malik Monk. Malik Monk is the most stupid, broken layup package in the game. One, you don't get contested on it. 2, when you get contested on it, you still make absolute nut shit. It is insane. If you are a double clutch demon, Malik Monk is the one for you. I'm telling you. Malik Monk is stupid on this game. It just is. It just is. Spin layups, Euros, it don't really matter. It is crazy. Now, Jordan Poole on the other end of the spectrum is still very good. It's top 3 for a reason, and it has an 82. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is pretty much a combination of the two, in my opinion. If you remember, Kyrie Irving and Circus for a long period of time was the best layup package in the game, and it's still up there. Until they started really throwing in like the strong weak, I would probably still have Kyrie at the top. But with them throwing that in to try to get people more contests, I would just have to lean Malik Monk, because it just gets open. It just says open almost every single time. And no matter how stupid of a layup, it really does say open almost every single time. Malik Monk has to be the best layup package in the game. Now, I cannot say this enough. Default small, default swing, default big. Those layup packages are the best bang for your buck. Especially like the swing and small, bruh. Those 2 are legitimately up there. Like they're legitimately up there. And you can use those on swings or guards, so I have to include it with the guards. And then we got Shea. A lot of people want me to throw in Shea. Shea is good. I don't think it's on the level of Malik Monk, personally. I would probably say it's probably in the same tier as Kyrie and Poole. But Shea is good. It's not on that level. It's not like far and away better than small though. That's just what I'm saying. Like default small is very, very good. Default swing is very, very good. I don't think Shea is a whole different level. I think Monk is the best one in the game. But I do like Shea. That's not to say I don't like Shea. I just don't think it's just drastically better where you just gotta force it. But if you want to get these badges, you got to put layup up. So you probably going to get Shea and all these other ones regardless. So the best bang for your buck don't even really matter if you really need your badges. Which I feel like the higher your badges get on some of them layups, the wilder, the crazier that you're going to be seeing stuff going. Now, when it comes to the best layups in the game for swings, it really does boil down to what can you get. Like I said, for the guards. Small and swing, some of the best layups you can get in the game. I would say those are the best bang for your buck layups in the game. You can't really go wrong with a default small or swing. I don't have it favorited. It should have been favorited, but swing is very good just like the small. But when it comes to other ones that you guys can get, you actually can use Shea on a swing. This is one of the best ones in the game that's on a guard that you can get on a swing. I do think Malik Monk is the best one in the game now. I know when I did my video, I had LeBron as number 1, I believe. I think Malik Monk is the best one in the game. But LeBron is very, very good. LeBron is very, very good. So I don't think you can go really wrong with this. I low-key made like kind of like a Ben Simmons build. I'll be having some troll games on there. Yeah, I think LeBron, Shea, and I really be using small on there. They all go crazy. But Zion is a sleeper for swings. Sleeper. I think it's also one of the best ones in the game for bigs, but that would be another portion. So yeah, that's the layups I probably would personally have to recommend for swings. All right, now when it comes to the bigs layups, best layups in the game for bigs, it really does come down to really 2, but Vucevic is a very, 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 very much an honorable mention, brother. If you're a floater, finesse, Vucevic might be your favorite one out of the 3. Personally, would be crazy to me, but floaters is quick. Like, there's some of the quickest floaters. I honestly wish you could get this on a guard. I feel like it would be 10 times better for guards because the floaters are stupid quick. They get up and out your hand extremely fast. So it's like really, it don't give you a lot of time to react as a defender. But if you're a big, you're not really expecting bigs to do floaters either. And just all the layups are pretty fast and quick. which is really what's the selling point for it. So shout out to Vooch. But when it comes to the other two, I think they're really above it. Zion, in my opinion, would be the best one. I'm gonna go there. I think Zion is the best one. It has the versatility. If you're a post scorer, it's the best one. If you're just a line drive guy, it's debatable. But it does have the all-around versatility that I do like in these. And I would probably say Zion is the one I would probably recommend. But Giannis is, come on. Giannis, if you want to say Giannis is the best one, I ain't tripping. Giannis is ridiculous. It's the long athlete of the game. If you know what long athlete been for the past couple years, you know that's the best layup package every year. They locked it behind bigs last year, and now it's Giannis. So shout out Giannis, bro. But it's not really long athlete. If you remember, long athlete wasn't exactly this. It does have some long athlete animations in it, but it's pretty much the closest thing we're going to get to long athlete in NBA 2K25. Shout out 2K Loki. They could have Loki dropped. I said Loki a lot, but they could have dropped long athlete as a layup package. They just never did. So I guess shout out to them. I don't know why, but yeah. Giannis, Zion, Vucevic, those are the best 3 layup packages in the game. For bigs, it's that simple. Now, when it comes to the post phase, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna make y'all wait on this one. Post phase, I'm gonna be honest. The post animations, we're gonna go over all this real quick. Post fade, in my opinion, you can go a lot of different ways. You can go quick with it, with Vucevic, where it's quick and smooth. You got Siakam, where it's smooth, but it's a little bit slower. Dirk is Dirk. It gotta be. Come on now. Then if you want something similar to like the Kobe MJ fade, I think the Kobe MJ fade, the closest you're gonna get to it is KD this year. They have a Kobe one. They have a, I don't know if they have an MJ one, but I know they have a Kobe or MJ one, and it's not as good as it's been in the past, and KD is the one I use if I'm doing a post fade, so that's why you see I have KD equipped. But Luka is also very good, Anthony Davis is also very good, and Pro. Those are the ones I personally would recommend for the post phase. And then, alright, for the post hooks, in my opinion, the best one in the game is Embiid. Apparently they buffed him. When I did the badge video, I didn't get to test it out, so I just had to put that where I thought it was gonna be if they buffed him. But apparently people on the badge video were still saying it was bad. Now I don't know if that's just my community. I don't know if y'all just be making post scores and y'all are post scorers and salty that post scoring is not broken in terms of post hooks. I don't know. But yeah, I was testing it. It's not that good. I'm not gonna lie. But so post hooks, it what it is. But the best one in the game for me, Joel Embiid. But I don't really think that a lot of people using this. I'm just giving y'all this. It's just kind of like some of them dribble moves that a lot of people don't use. It's just what it is. Post hop shot. Best one in the game, in my opinion, is Anthony Davis. Can't use Kobe, obviously. But Anthony Davis may be the best one in the game in general. But yeah, Anthony Davis, best post hop shot. It's not that many options. But yeah, Anthony Davis is the one I personally would recommend. Best motion styles in the game for guards, in my opinion, goes through these 3. Austin Reeves, Theo Maledon, Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs, in my opinion, is the one I've used for the majority of the year. I feel like it's pretty solid all around. It's definitely really good for defense. If I'm on offense and I'm cutting, I feel like it's been very good. It's never really steered me wrong, personally. Another solid one, Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is a pretty all-arounder. I would probably say it's more so offensive, but defensively, it's not bad. It's pretty good all around. And then Theo Maledon. This is the one that people have been telling me in the comments down below is the most balanced one. Personally using it, I'd probably rather use Suggs. I'm not going to cap. But statistically, mathematically, wherever y'all figured this out, I'm pretty sure y'all did some type of test. Theo Maledon is the fastest, most balanced one in the game. Now, other ones I personally do also recommend. Alex Caruso, very good all around. Like I said, Jalen Suggs. I like to, if I'm using motion style, it's really when I don't have the ball in my hands. I want to be fast running. I want to be fast cutting. I want to be fast running up and down the court on a fast break, defensively, offensively. Or if I'm guarding somebody trying to cut, I got to be able to guard that. That's going to be what I'm really looking for in a motion style. Now, if I can get the good little on-ball defensive slides and stuff like that on my lock, that's fine. But for the most part, that's what I'm looking for. So Alex Caruso and De'Aaron Fox, these two are another ones that's like Jalen Suggs that pretty much does check all the boxes for personally me. But Austin Reeves, Theo Maledon, because of the comments, I will be throwing in the video. If there's anything I left out, I know the comments got me though. Next is the best motion styles for swings. I'm gonna be honest, motion styles, it does come down to how you want to play. So I had to do some research on which ones was the best ones right now, currently. So we're going to go over that. But for the most part of the year, you couldn't go wrong with Jalen Suggs, Dennis Rodman, Drew Eubanks. All those are really good. And if you're really a lock, I think Kawhi is very good because that's one of the only like defensive stance, lateral slide motion styles in the game. And I think it's Kawhi. Just kind of goes with it. But the best two right now in the game for swings is Jalen Smith and Kyle Kuzma. Those two, in my opinion, are the best balance. If you don't know, you get a different speed for offense and defense, and in the testings, those seem to be the two best ones. So yeah, that's what I'll say for the motion styles for season. Next is the best motion styles for bigs. Best motion styles in the game for bigs, I'ma say Jalen Smith. That's one of the best motion styles in the game for swings, by the way, as well. So if you are a swing, you just happen to be watching this, there you go. But you also got Jaren Jackson Jr., Drew Eubanks, Anthony Davis. Those are the ones I personally would recommend the most for motion styles. Motion styles, if you don't know, it works both ways, offense and defense. So you do kind of want something that kind of balance. But sometimes you can have a by far better one for defense if you don't care, because offense is just not as fast as the defense. So if you do want to be just that much faster, get that extra little boost defensively, go ahead and go that way. Some of these are going to be better offensively. Simple as that. You can kind of understand it. Some of them going to be more balanced. Simple as that. But yeah, man, that's gonna be the end of this video. That's gonna be the end of this video. We went over everything you needed more for dribble animations, jump shots, shot create animations, everything you needed more. If y'all do want more videos like this, all you gotta do is like the video. Hopefully you did like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you got notifications to be the first to all the videos. Share the video to anybody I think will help. Like I said, I was supposed to do a banger week to start this right now, but I had a lot going on, so I couldn't really do it. We will be getting y'all another banger week before the end of 2K25, going into 2K26. But I also might just start out 2K26 with a banger week. You never know. Y'all do want more, though? All y'all gotta do is like the video, man. Hopefully you did. Without further ado, though, man, no more talking. It's your boy Fitz. I have to be, man.
I got digital dash, came right with a I walk in the store and I bought the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!